It's the first Tuesday, May 5th, 2020, official time 6:02. I need approval of the agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
So moved on Commissioner Pitts. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Kitchens. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you. Tonight, Mr. Goins is going to do our invocation for us. With this, Matt?
Heads bowed, just to say thank you, Lord. Thank you for all the blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Thank you for keeping us safe, and thank you for the blessings that we go undeserving of. And we just ask you to continue to give us the blessings. Continue to bless Jones County, the state of Georgia. And Father, we ask you to be with this meeting tonight, and that the decisions that are made here tonight are made to honor you and to reflect your actions upon us. And Lord, we just ask that you continue to place your hands upon us and make sure that we do things that honor you and that we don't do them for our own self-greed. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Very good. We move on tonight. Consent agenda approval for the minutes. We had the third Tuesday, April 21st of 2020. We also had a call meeting on April 28th, 2020. Board's had opportunity to review the minutes, and if so, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So the motion, Mr. Chairman, to move on with the consent agenda and approve minutes.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. Commissioner Robinson. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. New business tonight. General liability insurance is additional insured requirements. This is one I asked to be put on the agenda tonight. After being asked to check into something on the insurance a week or so ago, I realized that our department heads are missing a valuable tool. Got it, Jason? Okay. Our department heads are missing a valuable tool in this additional requirement.
Right next to you, right next to your cheese can.
I'm not hearing any of that, Jason.
Okay, got it, Jason? All right, you're on mute, Jason. All right, let's start back over. Our general liability insurance, can y'all hear us?
I hear you now.
Okay, all right. General liability insurance, additional insurer requirements. It brought to my attention the other day, I was asked to check into something, and I realized that the county is missing an opportunity here for has to be additionally insured by our subs liability insurance. This costs nothing at all to our subs, but what it does for our county is it gives us number one, additional assured, but it also gives the opportunity if, let's say, one of our subs has their insurance canceled, the county would be notified of that cancellation. So we're not sitting there with a piece of paper in our file thinking we've got insurance. It doesn't. It will help our department heads track their insured subs and give us give us a blanket of a coverage that we know that in the event their insurance is canceled, we'd know about it. Anybody got any questions on the additional insured? Something I've used for years and didn't realize the county didn't have.
I said there was no additional cost to the county, correct?
No, none. It's no cost to the county, and it's actually no cost to our subs. It's just on their insurance certificates, they'll list Jones County as additional insured.
Okay.
And all that does is, let's say they don't pay their insurance premium and the insurance canceled, we know.
Okay.
If they don't notify us of the cancellation and there is an event where we have a claim, the carrier still has to cover our county.
Okay.
And it's something I've used for years, and it will help our department heads because it'll take some of the question. They've got a great filing system of subs and their insurance certificates and whatnot, but this will give them one more tool to make sure that everybody's staying in compliance with their insurance with the county. It doesn't cover our workers' comp, but it will cover our general liability. And I've always found out if the general liability insurance was being canceled on one of my subs, it was a good chance that the workers' comp was also being canceled too. And it gave me a tool to go back and check. And it was no cost to me, no cost to the subs. It's not going to be any cost to the county nor our contractor. Any other questions? Brody, have you got anything on it? Okay.
No, I understand what you're requesting. It's not an additional insurance policy for us, Commissioner Pitts. We are just listed on the insurance policy as being a covered party. So that's why it's not an additional expense to the county. It was really, other than saying that we're going to make that a requirement, the county doesn't have to do anything else.
Thank you.
Any other questions or thoughts? Any action? I want to take any action on this, or y'all want to research it more? Come back to it at another meeting?
I mean, if it's something you recommend, Chairman, it's no cost to the county, it's going to help our department here. So I make the motion that we move forward with the general liability insurance additional insured requirement.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second. Commissioner Kitchens. Any more discussion? If none, all in favor, aye. Any opposed? Commissioner Martin, you're with us.
Woohoo! Thanks, Will. I'm good.
All right. Good deal. All right, we're at number 2 on our new business, COVID-19 discussion. Mr. Risman?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I had 2 things that I wanted to ask the board about related to this. First is when or maybe now is not yet the right time to talk about this. When do y'all want to reopen to the general public in some and you know I feel like we're still serving the citizens. We're still doing most of the things that we normally do. They may be being delivered in a different way, but you know, we did several weeks back after one of the executive orders, we started allowing the public in if they couldn't handle their business some other way. So we do have a little bit of the general public coming into the building. We haven't seen a whole lot of traffic, certainly. Just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on that. So that's one thing. The other relates to the stay-at-home order that was extended until June 14th, I believe it is. And so I believe it was in that same order. It talked about the medically fragile and those over 65 years of age. And so for those groups, it was extended until the middle of June there. So under the previous executive order, there was a list of about 4 types of medical conditions. And those people were, fell under the stay-at-home requirement. For our employees in those situations, we had them to a doctor's note, more or less, saying that they were diagnosed with one of those conditions, and we've been allowing them to take leave without requiring them to use some of their accrued vacation or sick or comp time. Under the newest executive order, there's an expanded list of about 8 things, different types of medical conditions, and 65 plus. And so just wanted to get your thoughts on, do we continue allowing people in that group to be paid without requiring them to take leave. I think most of what we do can be considered critical infrastructure work, and you could, in theory, say, look, you've got to come to work but then there's also, there was a federal law passed recently, went into effect April 1st that mandates some leave and that type of thing. So a lot of moving parts with all that, but basically wanted to get your thoughts on the reopening and then any sort of leave requirement for those 65 or older or on that medically fragile list.
Any thoughts?
I think I like what we're doing now. You know, if there's any possible way to do your business other than face to face, I think it's the best that we can do. You know, we've been following the governor's orders, and I think the stay-at-home order still applies to those in those situations, medically fragile or underlying conditions and all that. So I think for those, I think we should have some provision in there for our employees of that, for that, you know, as long as they meet the criteria and whatever that means. But I think I'm okay with continuing the way we are. If we need face to face, somebody can call and set an appointment. Make sure that all of our employees have the proper PPEs at all times. And if they do meet somebody face to face, even if somebody comes in without a mask and we need to meet them face to face, we supply them with a mask and we wear one as well. But I would still promote as much as possible doing it non-face to face. Commissioner Martin, I don't know if he typed in some questions about the vehicle registration process, and Jason, you and I had talked about that too, and I think it was maybe a couple of weeks away of getting an online platform.
You sort of cut out right there at the end, but I believe Brian was working towards implementing the online vehicle registration, and I'll have to check and see kind of where that stands. But yeah, I know he's looking into that, and I can check with him and see the things. We did get something from ACCG late this afternoon, and it said, bear with me for just a second. I can try.
It said that the Department of Revenue extended vehicle registration renewals to June 15th.
Yes, that's right. So anything that was due between March 15th and June 15th, I think enforcement actions taken for those. Is that the way it reads? Have you got it in front of you?
Yes, sir. It said basically Georgia Department of Revenue has announced renewal date for all vehicle registration that expired between March 15th and June 13th. It has been extended through June 15th. County tag offices should be prepared for increased walk-ins after the 15th and develop a plan for social distancing to protect staff and residents. And then there's a bit more, but basically that extension. And if we're a couple of weeks away from implementing an online platform, I'm more comfortable with an online platform than I am with face-to-face, because I don't know that our curve is flattening, because I don't think we've implemented enough testing, and definitely not local testing. If our employees were tested and citizens were tested, I'd be more okay with a full-blown opening. So the simplest solution is an online right now, and minimizing the face-to-face and using those appointments if necessary.
Jason, real quick, comment on chat.
What was that, Chairman?
I was just making sure that the chat was working for this. I've had somebody call. I can't get the call to go through. They're trying to come in on the meeting or not ask a question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, chat is working. It's up.
Just a reminder, any citizen that's listening, if you have something you have concern or question on any topic, please do a chat. We know that we can address your question. Okay, Mr. Court.
Commissioner Martin, the state does have a kiosk, a vehicle registration kiosk. Oh, I see you saw my comment there. I actually tried to use it last week. Jones County is not one of the counties listed, but it is widely used throughout the state. And so I'm sure that's what it's trying to be done so that we can utilize that. It seems to be a very easy and user-friendly platform, but we just weren't one of the counties listed. So there is that state kiosk available for citizens to be able to do that if we become part of it.
Excellent. And as soon as we can connect to something like that and even offer the online component, that's going to meet the needs of our constituents, keeping everybody safe, especially our employees.
Jason or I will touch base with them and just sort of find out if to try to utilize that kiosk format, that platform, or you know, that would certainly help keep people out of the government center, out of the, yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Jason, this, you know, this question is quick, but I've gotten a call. I've got a couple calls about people that had between, I think it was around the end of February and the middle of March when they're forgiving these late fees now, but we were actually closed for 2 weeks there. Is that something locally that, I mean, just say somebody was in the second week of March or first week of March that needed to have a tag and has not been able to do it yet. What, I'm not sure if we're forgiving that or how we're doing.
I'll check on that and let you know.
Anything else from Mr. Risner on the COVID-19 discussion?
So it's my point, just kind of continue to make sure our employees are safe. I like the way that things are going. I think we're getting things done. Whenever we can use some online services to make things, better, so people don't have to come to the government center. We'll support.
Anyone else? Mr. Risner, do you have anything else on your?
No, sir, that was it.
Okay. We move on. Y'all ready? We'll move on to golf course operations. Mr. Goen?
Yes, sir. We're hearing that conversation about the government center. This may or may not be a viewpoint. I was going to request that we open up the golf course clubhouse so that patrons can come inside 2 at a time. Talk with doing maintenance. They're building me a screen, protective plexiglass screen to go in front of the counter and everything. And talk to my staff, and they're okay with having just 1 or 2 of the time inside the pro shop behind a protective screen, and then that way we can cut down on the moving back and forth between the window and the cash register. Just an idea of opening back up a little more to normalcy, but not completely normalcy, and just seeing what your thoughts were.
Any thoughts from the board?
So what Matt is saying is only going to be maybe 3 people in the program?
It would be just 1 or 2 customers at the time would come in. That way they can maintain proper 6-foot distance from each other while standing in line. That would be two patrons.
I'd be good with that.
As long as they're finding social distancing, then it should be fine.
I think it'd be fine because you're taking precautions.
We got the staff a minute.
Say it again, Sam.
You have the staff enforcement. The 2 at a time.
Yes, sir. And we would have the protective screen that would, the plexiglass protective screen that would protect our staff.
Mr. Martin?
The golf course is an interesting place. If you guys are comfortable and the golfers are comfortable being out there, but it is what it is. As long as we do the necessary social distancing disclaimer and notices, I'm okay. Yeah, all kind of risk. It is what it is.
with that said, allow that. I got all kind of back feed. Can y'all hear me all right?
I heard, can y'all hear me all right? I didn't hear anything you said before that.
I think you did because it was echoing on my side. Board members to make the motion to pro shop with a
Well, really, I don't think the pro shop was closed down by motion at this point because the governor did our previous motion that was in order, that was in place closing it. And I think that was still being done by department head as an administrative decision. We can make a motion sort of going forward that this is what we're going to implement inside the pro shop, because our previous order had been vacated by that last executive order.
Sure.
So it would be sort of going forward, this is the safety precautions that we're going to implement, to limiting inside the pro shop to 2 persons and the protective screening.
Okay. Go.
Just to give them a little bit of relief too. It was an executive order that we all directed and agreed to.
Do we have a motion on the table to go forward?
I make the motion, Chairman, that we allow 2 guests in the pro shop, apply social distancing, and keep it up so the patrons know the importance of being cautious and being safe.
All right. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it. I didn't think we needed one, but I'll second it.
Ms. Brody would have asked me to ask for it, so I would get ahead of it one time.
We can't hear you, Chairman.
You can't hear me.
I ain't complaining. For once, I can finally talk about you talking.
Okay. Okay. Any more discussion since you can't hear me? All in favor, aye? Ayes have it. Thank you, since you couldn't hear me. Mr. Graham, I'm going to turn it over to you tonight on.
Okay. Can y'all hear me okay?
We hear you.
Okay. I was getting some feedback. It sounded like somebody was riding with the window down. I want to, I've got here on the agenda that fire truck replacement, and with the grace of some of our members putting, or their knowledge of putting things back together and patching things up, at this time, we do not need a fire truck, but I would like to say that we still are in need of rescue units. I know that tonight, the last time we met and we talked about this, I think it was said that we would have to have a policy in place. I think that just about everybody has turned in cost and mileages and hours and this, and I'm thinking that we're getting very close to where we can replace things, apparatus, due to either mileage or cost or whatever. But right now we are limping and I need help. And our call volume absolutely went down a little bit a few weeks back, but now it's picking back up and it's double time again. So what I'm scared of is in the near future, we're going to have some more breakage. If we revert to NFPA 1911, the 2 rescue units that I want to replace are well within those limits. I was unable to make a copy of the recommendation, but I think me and the administrator Jason had looked at it before. it's not where you can make a copy of it. You have to purchase $350 worth before you get a copy. But anyway, I'm looking for some help. I don't know what else to say. We need some help in replacing some of these vehicles.
Any questions for Mr. Graham?
And I apologize for not removing the fire apparatus. Like again, I'll say that some of our members are creative and very knowledgeable on some of this breakage, and putting things back together is the right thing to do. And we do it pretty good without any cost, but we're at the end.
Jason, do we have the criteria set up yet for replacing vehicles?
So I have a policy that, in theory, y'all could approve at any time. I think the danger in doing that without having all the information about our current fleet is that you might up some mileage and year numbers that aren't realistic, and you could end up adopting some that where it makes 75% or 90% of our fleet obsolete according to the policy. I am getting close on having all the information from the various departments. The last one I've got outstanding is the Public Works Department, and once I get that, I can plug that all in, and at least you would know how the proposed policy lines up with what we have on the ground right now. Yeah, I've got the policy drafted up, and have had that for a long time. It's just the information about the individual vehicles.
Is there any way we can speed up acquiring the information from the Public Works?
I'll on and see. I think Angie has been having to work from home, and I think a lot of that information is in files that she has there at the office. I'll certainly reach back out to him and see if we can expedite it.
Jason, is it realistic that we could find the next meeting?
I couldn't hear you, Chairman. I couldn't hear you, Chris.
You may need
to ask about the next meeting.
You may need to mute everybody and then open us back up one at a time.
Okay.
All right. Can you hear me now, Jason? Everybody hear me? Give me a thumbs up. All right. Looks like everybody can hear me. I was asking, would it be realistic to be able to put on our next meeting on the agenda? Or is that not going to give you enough time?
Yeah, I think, it just kind of all depends on if they can get that information to me. I've sent out reminder messages and all that kind of thing. So, I feel like they're working on it. I think it's realistic to go ahead and do that.
Okay. I've made a couple visits over the last couple of months to different stations, and it's all I had to say that we're going to get caught. And our responsibility was a vehicle being down. Again, they're doing a great job of keeping them going and in-house fixing them, but I think you can only do so much. Maybe by the next meeting we can go ahead and bring this to where we can get something replaced. Any other comments?
I just support that, Chairman. Like I said, I got a few phone calls about the fire trucks, and I want to do whatever we can to make sure our firemen have what they need. in case of an emergency. So I'm looking forward to getting that list together and trying to put something in place.
Same here, Chairman.
Likewise.
Don's talking.
Commissioner Pitts,
Yes.
that unit got taken care of, just got out of the shop today.
Right. Something for the good news.
Yep. That is good news. I do want to go on the record by saying this, that this is in no means of pushing anybody under the bus or anything like that. Please don't take it as me putting anybody under the bus on this thing. I just needed help, and that's you guys are the only ones that I know that give me.
Hey, Kevin.
Any other questions, Mr. Graham? Don, you want to start with department heads tonight?
Yes, sir. I will while I got my mic open.
Yeah, this is going to be about an hour before you can get there. And because I'm in a meeting right now.
Oh, he's talking on my phone. I don't guess I've got anything. I just want to make sure that anybody needs, if they need some supplies or especially with the department heads out here, I see a few online here, but you guys have got some supplies in. We're still waiting on the no-touch thermometers. I know I've got 13 on the way, with 4 more today that I just found. So anyway, they're somewhere between here and somewhere. So they've been hard to get a hold of, and I hope we can get them soon. I certainly want to man each deputy with one at the government center and the courthouse. But does anybody have any questions as far as the EMA side about the COVID or anything like that? I've been in on some of the testing, and that's going well. They're doing about approximately 7 a day, and that's Monday through Saturday. So they got Sunday off, so they've been doing a bunch. So anyway, that's all I got.
Matt, you like to go tonight?
Yes, sir. I got a couple things. One is fishing on Mondays at the golf course has become very popular. We're averaging 20 to 40 fishermen, fishing people, both men and women and families. So that's a popular thing. So might be something we need to talk about moving forward. The other thing is I was approached by Mr. Ronnie Henson, and is everybody there? Y'all screen just went blank on me.
I hear you.
Okay. I was approached by Mr. Ronnie Henson, and they're asking to use Highway 49 parking lot only for a Middle Georgia mobile food pantry on Thursday, May the 17th. This is put on by Sunrise Ministry, Greenwood Baptist, Central Baptist, Stonebrook, and Lynn Haven. They orchestrate everything. They coordinate everything. They follow all the Middle Georgia Food Pantry regulations and requirements. They're just asking permission to use our parking lot to stage people, because they'll have anywhere from 200 to 400 cars come through to get food at the mobile food bank. And so I told them I would bring it up tonight to see if I could get permission or get your blessings to let them start planning just to utilize the parking lot.
I'd be in support of that, Chairman.
I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea too.
Me too.
All right. Well, that's all I have, and I'll get with him tomorrow and let him know that they can start planning to use the parking lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. Mr. Rizzo, you got anything else tonight?
No, sir, I don't have anything.
Okay. Citizen comments. Anybody out there? Any citizens speak tonight? I'll open up the mic.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to open everything up for just a minute here. All right, we've got everybody unmuted. Any questions in the chat?
That's not.
Okay, I'm gonna shut it back down. Give me just a second, Mr. Chairman. I'm unmuting all the commissioners here. Okay, I think we're good to go.
All right. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Kitchens, you want to start us off tonight?
I'm gonna be real short, Chairman. I just, hope everybody's doing well. I pray that they continue to do well, do what's right for you, do what's best for you, do what's best for your family, and, God bless all of you.
Thank you. Commissioner Pitt?
Yes, sir. I want to make sure everybody will complete their absentee ballot application and get it turned in a timely manner. Also ask people to complete the census. It's just so important that everybody take the time to complete that. And finally, just want to encourage everybody to be careful, be cautious, and be safe. That's all I got, Chairman.
You, Commissioner Robinson?
Yes, sir. I didn't take anything that Don said as throwing anybody under the bus. I know that we have people working at home because of health reasons, and but there, maybe we can use their direction to apply some footwork to it to help out acquiring the information that's needed for that criteria.
Commissioner Barr?
Just want to share real quickly, workforce development will probably have about $100,000 to $150,000 for our region for summer jobs. So we were approved as a WIC-based site. Want to make that known to Jason and to the department heads for youth, and we're going to get a flyer out hopefully this week. So before school ends, make that connection, get our kids some employment, some employment with some job opportunities. If we don't do it, some other county will use it, and potentially some other region will have access to those dollars. So I wanted to put that out there and take advantage of it. And then also want to give an update on the employee salary survey process. I know they collected most of the data before this started. And I love to make sure that our employees are, taken care of, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Is that it, Commissioner Martin?
And again, thanks for everybody that's out there working. Be safe and take care.
All right. You went blank on me. I thought you were through. Sorry about that.
It's okay. If I could get a quick update on the employee survey process.
Daylon, we have a few of the surveys that haven't been completed yet. We're trying to get those done. When we shut down for 2 weeks, that put us behind, but we're almost done with the surveys.
Awesome. Are we talking another couple of weeks or a month?
For the surveys?
Yes.
We should be done by the end of next week with the surveys.
All right, and then it's just presenting that data to us and then us making a decision on it for salaries?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. That's what I need to know. Keep up the good work done. Hope we can get that truck replaced quickly to make sure we continue to stay safe.
Thank you. Thank y'all. We got an invite to talk with Chap Nelson. He asked if he, on the 14th of May at 2:00, next week is Nursing Home Week. I think I called that right, Nursing Home or Nursing Home Appreciation Week. And as we know, all our nursing home and assisted living hadn't been able to see their family in quite some time. So they're putting together a little parade of cars to cater to Lynn Haven residents and Autumn Lane residents. They asked if they could use our parking lot, next Thursday at 2:00 to have it stationary to start that parade, to make the parade down to Lynn Haven so they can drive by and see the residents and the families can wave at them and do whatever they can. We've also got an invitation as the commissioners if we'd like to be a part of that parade. The chap said he'd love to have us and just let him know, and whatever parade we want to join, if it's Autumn Lane or the Lynn Haven, he'll be glad to accommodate us. It's just a drive through and, make the residents feel like that, they haven't been forgotten, because like I said, I had a mother that was in assisted living, and we luckily got her out in time she wouldn't be apart from us other than a telephone call every day. So I can only imagine how those residents in Lynn Haven and Autumn Lane are right now not being able to see their loved ones. We have the invitation, and if you'd like, Chap would love to have you in the parade next Thursday. Let him know.
Chairman, can Jason send it out to us or tell us what the time is on it? That's a good idea.
You have to get all the details on it.
Okay.
Yep, the chap asked me today if they could borrow the parking lot for staging there. I said I didn't see where there'd be any problem, and hope that we would participate. But I'll get more information from him, and that way we can share.
Sounds good.
That's great. There's nothing else tonight, Mr. Pitts?
Sure, and the motion we adjourn for the evening.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Ayes have it. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening.